Hey there, entrepreneurs! It's Hollywood Consulting, and we're back with another video. Stay tuned. So, today we're actually going to do something a little bit different. We're going to get into combining elements to create in Canva. Before we get into it, be sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any other Hollywood Consultants content. So I am going to just start with a blank canvas on a sheet that I am working on, and I am working on a lip balm situation. So I'm going to go into elements and type lip balm in the top. As you can see, I've already done that, and I'm scanning through the graphics and don't really see anything that is like lifelike. So then I will click over to photos and see some images that could potentially work. That one might potentially work. That one maybe, but this one looks like a lip gloss that I can actually work with, so I'm just going to choose that. This one actually looks good too, so sometimes I just click on things to kind of keep them to the side to see if I'm going to work with them or not, but no, I'm just going to delete that and work on this one. Although my background is already white, I'm just going to go ahead and click edit image and remove the background. Just in case I decide to change the color of the background later on, it won't affect this actual image. The thing that I want is a really cool splash effect, so I'm going to go back into my elements and type splash and look at all of the graphics that they have available. Canva is really good at providing you with so many different options. And I want to find one that I will actually be able to edit the color. Some of them you will be able to, some you won't, but this one, although it shows it's all white, it's going to create the effect that we want once we add the color and the other elements and effects to it. So I'm going to go ahead in here. You see there's 3 different colors that make up this, but I'm going to click on the first one. You see that Canva pulls together the colors from the images, and from the lip gloss you can see the pink is here, so I'm just going to click these colors and kind of see if I can get that same color from the lip gloss but kind of as a splash effect. But you see how that changed there, so I can put it here. I want to change some things just a little bit, shift it from side to side to make sure that it looks good, but it looks really cool here. So let's move on to the next process. I'm actually going to go ahead and group these 2 items together so that I can resize them because they're in the place that I want them to be, and throughout the design I want them to stay together. So I'm just going to group them like so. This is a strawberry lemonade lip balm that I'm working on, so I'm going back into my elements and typing in lemon to find a lemon that I think will work good for this design. I like this actual slice of lemon, so I'm going to go ahead and put that into my design. Tilt it to the side because I want it to ultimately look like the lemon is pouring into the lip gloss and kind of creating this cool effect. The next item that we're going to pull in is a strawberry because I said this is a strawberry lemonade lip balm. So let's find a strawberry that is cartoony but not too cartoony, and it will match the lemon in a fun way, and I like this one. So we'll go ahead and click that into our design. Let's resize it. I'm just going to play with the tilt a little bit. I'm not really sure of the exact size that I need yet because I am playing with the design. But again, don't be afraid to play around, test things, resize them, and just play around with the different elements until you find the look that you think is on brand for what you want to create and also what you think is aesthetically pleasing. I want to create a really cool drip effect, so I'm going to go back into my elements. We're using a lot of elements today, and I'm going to put in drip, and this one comes up and it looks like it'll be okay. I'm just going to resize it underneath the lemon, and once I get an okay size, I am also going to be adding that to the strawberry, just duplicating the actual image. play with the tilt, see what works best, see what fits best, and I'm just going to, you know, look at what works best and what I think looks good. The sizing for now will be like this, and I'm just gonna play to see again what I think looks good. Nothing is permanent, you can always change things, but the cool thing about this drip effect is you are able to change the color. So I click on the first square and I'm going to click on color match so that I can find the exact color that exists within the lemon, and do the same thing for both. Create that dripping effect. I don't like how it just looks stagnant, so I'm going to try different colors in the background, maybe to get a shadow of some sort. But now I'm going to click on the one that's attached to the strawberry and do the same thing with the color matching and get an exact match for the strawberry and match them together. Let's see about changing this green, because the green actually matches what's on top of the strawberry, but that's not what I want. Oh, okay. Those colors kind of look good, and again, it's just the beginning of what we're doing, and just keep at it. Keep changing things around to see what you like and see what doesn't work for you. I'm actually going to change that secondary color to the same red as the strawberry. Maybe shrink it a little bit. Playing around with the size is key because I'm trying to get a splash in effect. So again, or a splash in or a drip effect, so that it looks like the strawberry and the lemon are pouring into the lip gloss and creating this flavor fusion. So I'm just playing around with them, moving it up a little bit again. Grouping them was a good thing because now I can move the lip gloss and the splash up and down together and see what works. I'm thinking of potentially adding an additional drip of some sort. Let's see if anything will work. It's trial and error. See what works best for you, and don't be afraid to play around with the thing. So we'll go back to splash and see if I can get a different effect from splash. Turn this to the side and see if this will work. And I'm not really feeling it. I'm resizing it and seeing if it'll work, but I don't know if it's creating the visual that I want. So let me see if I change the color, and maybe that'll make it work, but it gets swallowed up by the lip gloss flavoring. Not really a fan, and I'm trying to make it work. But as you can see, I am having a hard time finding a place for it to go. I'm playing with the other drips to maybe see if that will affect the other drip. It's just creating a larger splash, but not the overall effect that I was looking for. But I'll continue to play with the colors and play with the previous drips and the previous layers to see if I can get it to work and look the way that I would like it to look. So at this point, I'm just going to continue to move the elements around that I have, resize them, and pretty much create the aesthetic that I wanted to create. As always, don't give up, don't get frustrated. Continue to try things out and see what works best for you. As you can see, I am going back and forth with resizing and testing out the colors of the different elements to, you know, until I see that it's creating the look that I want it to, and it's actually starting to shape up and look really good. I want to make sure that the drip is lined up with the lemon, and I want to make sure the drip of the strawberry is lined up. But again, keep up the trial and error. Don't give up until you find the aesthetic that looks pleasing for your brand or whatever brand you might be creating for. I threw the money on it to the price up like I designed it. Ain't for the president, on a bitch, let's get a nigga Minaj. That little IG bitch ain't shit for the in the car. Fuck around in the south. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and group the drip to each fruit so that it's easier to move around in my actual design and tilt in a way. Now that I like how the drip is actually sitting under the strawberry, I want to be able to move them together. So they're grouped and I am just shifting them back and forth to make sure that they are in alignment, again, with what I think is aesthetically pleasing and just going for the look that I have in my brain. I don't have a reference. This is literally just an idea and a thought of what I thought would look cool. But the splash effect is getting to me because it's all one color, but it's lemon and strawberry. So I'm thinking, let's play around with the different layer colorings of that actual image. So I'm in here clicking on the squares. You see, adding in that yellow is cool, but I want to see what each square is going to look like if I add that yellow. That's too much yellow, don't want that yellow, so we'll undo that. Let's go back to that middle square and see that looks good to me. I want to undo that and check the first one more time to see which one that I actually like, and I am going to choose the one that I like best. That is like a good fusion between the strawberry and the lemonade, and I think I like this one, which was the middle one, and I just literally added a little bit of yellow to the image that already existed, or the element that was already there, and then you can see it combines the lemon and the strawberry and that splash, and it kind of looks like it creates that lip balm, which is the look that we were going for. Now that I'm actually looking at this, I think that we can actually add in some red to match the strawberry. And look at that. I think that that looks really good. It looks like the strawberry and the lemon have splashed into this lip gloss and created this cool coloring, and I love it. So the next thing that I would like to add on is some sparkles, because I feel like I would like to add some movement to this picture. Again, so many elements, so many different things that Canva has to offer. So I go into elements and click sparkles. And we'll add like some glistening sparkles to the lemon, which gives it a different dimension. I'm going to copy and duplicate that so that it can be also over the strawberry. And then I want to find some different types of sparkles, something that looks like it's cascading or falling down. These look like they might be cascading. We'll make them a little bit smaller, and I want them to be concentrated in the drip area to kind of give the illusion that the drip is coming down, and the sparkles will be the way for that illusion to happen. I'm going to play with the tilt, duplicate it, and also put it over the strawberry drip, but the cascading of the actual glitter is not in the direction that I want it to go. So I'm going to try to find a different one that works. But I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Put some more sparkles down here of the other one, so it's like a wow, which is okay, but I definitely want to find some cascading ones. But you can see how this looks with the glitter. Just adding a little bit of glitter in just changed the whole effect of the entire image, and it kind of makes it look like the strawberry and the lemon are cascading into the lip balm together, which is, you know, the effect that I wanted to create. The next thing that we're going to do is add on some text. I'm going to type in strawberry lemonade. Here we go. Excuse the typing. Fix up my spelling a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna go into effects because we want it to kind of be circular. You go into effects underneath shape and it creates a curve. So now I'm going to just stretch out the words to kind of fit around The lip gloss, you can adjust the curvature backwards and forwards underneath it. It allows you to make that adjustment. So don't be afraid to test that out. Go back and forth, see which one works best for you. I am trying to get everything encompassed by the actual circle, so I'm just going to play back and forth with it and see which one works best. Okay, we'll click around, but you see that the image is still quite not encompassed by the text. I am actually going to change the text to this one. I think this looks really cool. This is one of my favorite fonts. I just love the way that it looks aesthetically. But now that I've changed the font, let's see if changing the curvature and the effects change how it sits around the actual image that I've created here. Always remember, trial and error, keep experimenting, and it's all about aesthetics. Keep doing what you think is going to look good and keep going until you find the look that works best for you. Okay, so I am just playing around here to see what is going to work best. I duplicated that layer so that I can type in lip balm. This is a good way for you guys to see the other ways that you can manipulate the actual typeset. So taking the curvature and the negative will make the bend go in a different direction and create the rest of that circle that I was looking to create. Keep that in mind when you're doing certain things, that you can always adjust the curvature. So now that I have the words here that I want, I'm just going to play around a little bit. Play with the curvature. See what works best, because I'm trying to literally get everything encompassed in one section and have the words encompass the whole image. To make life a little bit easier, I'm going to go into layers and click all of the layers that are a part of my main design, and then I'm going to actually group them together. You can always ungroup if you want to, but I'm going to click all of them in layers so that I can resize them and keep them in proportion and bring them underneath the actual typeset and underneath the word so that they fit into the circle that I want to create. And now that I've resized everything and everything is in proportions, I'm going to go back into effects underneath the words and readjust the curvature so that it actually is able to go around the image that I created here. Just doing some adjustments and finding some things that I like. Again, don't be afraid to test things out, move things around. I am playing back and forth with the curvature, playing back and forth with the size, and making it, again, to the aspect that I want it to look like. I'm going to go ahead in here and play with the font colors. You see the photo colors that are pulled from the images that are included in the photo, but these are not really the colors that I think would be good. I want to try to change the yellow to maybe fit, but that is too bright and you won't really be able to see, but we'll continue and try to play with the colors to find something that's fun and that is like a median and that makes sense for this actual design. Go in here and choose more of a red color and see if that makes a difference. But the yellow and the lip balm, let's make that a little bigger so we can see that. Play with the curvature. Oh, that was an accident. Okay, no, that's too tight. Let's loosen it up a little bit. And play with the size. I'm just going to go ahead and play with the size and see what works best. I always encourage and will always encourage you guys to experiment, see what works best. There's so many different options, and play with it until you find the look that you think works best. So I'm going to go ahead and change my background to black because I want to be able to see how the colors really pop, and I see that the colors pop and they look really, really good. I'm just gonna go over to see if there's anything that I like to change, but you see the glitter and everything is together, and it actually came together pretty well. I'm going to go back in here and see if I can find a pour element and go through. Sometimes you find what you want, sometimes you don't, and that is perfectly fine. I don't like that one because I can't edit the coloring, and that's what I need. But I'll just leave it because I think that it is overall okay. Let's try something else. I'm gonna add some more glitter, some glitter falls or something. Again, a cascading look. I didn't quite find it before, so I'm going to try to go in and find that cascading look. So this glitter is coming down, which I like. So let's see how it is here. Initially you see the glitter was coming down. Now that I've cropped it and I've turned it to the side, it's now moving on the diagonal, so it is not exactly moving in the direction that I want it to move in, but it does add to the overall effect that I am trying to create. I'm trying to duplicate it and add it to the strawberry so it could be cascading, and this is really when I realized that it wasn't the same. So I am trying to change the orientation, move it around, resize it so that it actually makes sense. I don't want the glitter to be moving up or left or right. I really want it to be moving down. So just figuring out the best way to make that happen, or if it is going to happen with this particular element. Again, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Now that I've found some sparkles that I actually like, I want to go back in and adjust them, and then I want to go back in and find some other sparkles and see just what's available. You never know what you'll find going through Canva. And look at these sparkles, they kind of match the strawberry and the lemonade, so I'm going to click those and add those in here to kind of add to the mixing look. Okay, I'll undo that. Okay, so I'll just go back into my layer so that I can click the proper layer that I want to adjust and put it where I want to put it. Sometimes that happens. If you ever lose a layer, just go up to position and layers and you can see everything. But okay, here I'm just adding the new sparkles that match the yellow and the strawberry. Again, just creating a glittery aesthetic for lip balm. Then I'm going to add the other one and put that over the lemon. Let's adjust that and make sure that it looks good, and again, just exactly how you want it to look throughout the dripping effect. I want to go back to effects and just play around with the different ways of the stylizations of the actual words. Maybe try neon or nothing, or just go through and check. I just love to double check just to make sure that I am committed to what I've chosen. That creates an outline, maybe a white outline in the back. No, don't really like that, especially with that font. So go back to effects, maybe change the thickness just a little bit. That was just too much white, but I do want it to pop on there just a little bit. Then I'm going to click down to lip balm, effects, style, and then see if there are other stylizations that I actually like better. Always play around, experiment, see what works better for you. I chose hollow and pull the thickness all the way up to the top. And I'm just, again, making some adjustments so that it looks in a way that I think it is cute, it pops, the colors come together, and it just all makes sense. Twisting the words back and forth to make sure that they're actually centered. Canva does provide you with actual markers so that you can see that things are lined up, or if something is in the middle or it's not in the middle. Please don't be afraid to use those guidelines. Sometimes the guidelines make sense to you, sometimes they don't, but they are very helpful. Okay, I'm just going to continue to play with the words until I really get them in a position that I'm happy with. You see that line? Those are the guidelines that I was just talking about. I was trying to get them to pop up so that you can see them, but here they are. And the guidelines are, again, very helpful. They're very useful, so make sure to take advantage of them. Now I want to see how I want the actual image to move. So we're going to click animate, and I'm just clicking through a bunch of different animations that Canva has to see which one I think will look good. Experiment with them. There are so many different options for you to choose from, so many customizations, and so many different things that you can do. So play around with them, see which one works best. I'm trying the wiggle, that's a little bit too much movement. Pulsate, that's pretty okay. I use that one a lot. Rotate, as you can see, it will literally rotate the actual element around, but I am going to go ahead, back up, and choose one up here. I want to slow down the speed, and I want it to pulse, and I'm going to change the intensity of the pulse because I don't want it to be so hard. I want it to be a little bit softer in the pulsation. Okay, and then I'm going to click the strawberry lemonade. Nope, let's go back here. I want to add a shop now button. I forgot I needed to do that because this will be for a new collection. Just finding some shop now buttons that I can actually adjust the color to. Some items you will be able to, some you won't. I'm going to go ahead just before I even get started and change it to the same color as the rest of the color palette. I'll use the photo colors from the lip balm, readjust the sizing, and then just find a cool place for the shop now button to be. I kind of like it here, but it also covers the lip balm. Over here it covers the words, which I don't want it to do, so I'm going to maybe switch it over here. But to me that actually looks off balance. I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you think or what the best placement would be for you, but I'm actually going to choose to put it down here. I think it works good there. I'll close it up, but then there you have our design that we put together from scratch. Download your file as a video file. I chose the largest format so that it could look good on a big screen, but this is our final result. While we have you here, be sure to check out the HWC Empowers Her digital courses. Scan the code to find out more information. And so we've reached the end of yet another video. Thank you so much for rocking with us today. Be sure to follow us on all social media, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to like and subscribe to this video so that you don't miss out on any future Hollywood consultant content. Good luck, entrepreneurs, and thanks for watching. See you next time.